All right, thank you very much. Welcome back to this special episode. Today it looks a bit different. We are back with Dr. Patricia Litho and our usual suspect also, Uncle
Dr. Paul.
Dr. Paul.
I receive.
Amen. I baptized him today.
Dr. Paul was passing by, so he had to grab him. It was just like a grabbing. Told him, you need to come.
He's a hard man to catch.
So today I will go straight to what I want to discuss with the two people here. I know both of you have ever been in secondary school.
But of course.
Yes, and I want to believe that you still have some memories of that day you left senior 6.
Paulo, shoot.
Now,
did you go off and get drunk?
So this is what I want. After realizing that you've completed your exams for senior 6, that's being a candidate, I want to believe that each of you had a lot of expectations how the world would treat you. Like me, personally, I thought I would immediately get a part-time job. I thought I would start earning money. When I went back to my village, some of my people, my parents, and even my neighbors at home, they said, now this guy is one of the elite people in the clan.
Bring money.
Bring money. But as time went by, life treated me a different way. All the dreams started fading.
Well, for me, when I finished S6, it's a disappointing expectations, not those fancy things. First of all, I wanted to recover my sleep.
Hey.
My great mother you hear about, she could not allow you sleep when you're a candidate. So I just went and said, when you finish like this, she said that for P7, she said that for S4, she said that for S6, you will sleep. She was the first to wake me up. At 3 a.m., she used to look after chicken, broilers, to feed her babies, those ones. So I was disappointed. But the beautiful thing is that there was a trip that was organized. There was a Trinity College in Nabingo. And there was a trip organized for those who could. Where we were going around East Africa, went to Kenya, Mombasa, all those things, So for me, it was exciting. It was about that. Then I was worried about my hair that had been cut off, how quickly I can grow it, and things like that. So I started off on the more vacation side, just going, chilling out, and coming back home. And then for us, we really used to have a long vacation. I don't know if you're one of the guys who missed out on that. We were almost home for a year.
Okay, but how long did you think that you would recover? It would take you to recover your sleep?
My whole work, I didn't expect to be woken up. I expected to be allowed to sleep and wake up when my body wakes me up. And then, yes, I didn't expect that I won't do any work. Well, in my family, they wouldn't let you do that. Everybody had to chip in. The boys cooked, the girls cooked. The boys changed the fuse at the meter, the girls did. The boys cleaned the compound, the girls did. My dad did not allow that rubbish of girls and boys. He only did it on Sunday when he chased all the girls out of the kitchen and ordered all the boys into the kitchen. So in my family, all of us can cook. And guess which group I would be bundled up in? The boys who had to stay in the kitchen on Sunday.
So when you realized that it was not business as usual, how did you cope up?
I was in that situation where I was just at home. I was just at home with my mom and dad. My dad went off to work. My mom stayed at home. She looked after her chicken. And so basically I was free labor. I didn't get extra pocket money, but I would have to wake up, change the water, change the feeds, change the stinky coffee husk. But I just liked one part of it, that whenever there was any crippled chicken, my dad would be like what do they call them? The Undertaker. Said, that one. I almost spoke in Jap, those who know Jap. Said, that one that is lem, clear. So, I ate chicken. Yeah. So that was my payment.
Uncle Paul, what was your experience, especially we men, after senior 6, we think we own the world?
It was an anti-climax for me after finishing year 6. My elder brother Patrick came and picked me in one of my dad's old cars, UAA something.
It is so sad you still remember the number plate.
So he came and picked me from Mwiri. We went and picked something from Miganga and then came back home. So when I was in...
By that time, the car was already old.
Yes!
It was seriously.
It was called the Metal Horse.
So when I around S4, S3, maybe S2, I left home to live with my sister here who had left home.
My firstborn child.
So I was not staying home like most of my secondary school. So you can imagine the freedom that I was used to. We were never at home at the same time. The university vacation and the break in the semesters never coincided with holidays. So I was used to living alone. I was properly...
He owned the house.
So when I came from... when we were coming from Miganga, Patrick tells me, let's go and greet mommy. I shall not see you the whole time. So we go and see mommy. Before I know it, the man runs away and leaves me. What's going on? I'm looking for the guy like you guy.
I'm going to my home.
I have to go to my home where I live. I don't live here. Like, no, you will live here for a few weeks. So in that period when we were away, that time, I think Patrick discovered what it means to
live on your own.
Live on your own. So he
swapped
positions. One bed the house. So I started on a very terrible note. I was back to
the rules.
My parents had a strange way to raise people. They never had sleeping time. We never had bedtime at home. But the waking up time
that one was
fixed. So it is up to you to plan backwards.
Whether you go 1 minute to whether you go 1 minute left.
You can be watching. There used to be a terrible horror movie called Death Moon. It was the only horror movie the UTV guys could muscle. You could be with your dad at 1 a.m. watching Death Moon, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to sleep. Good night." At 5 a.m. he's like, "Where is that guy? Why is it here?" So I was back to that life, cooking for all these guys who are in day school. Now that you are the one at home, wake up and clean the compound. I mean, I was staying alone, planning my time. I knew when to clean.
Yeah, but that is something you found at home.
Yes.
What did you come with?
From school. Finishing S6 was quite exciting. You know, I think parents these days are better at telling the truth than teachers and parents of that time. They would tell you the last thing you need to do is to finish S6. After that, it is a pure party.
The world,
the university, everything is a party. So the excitement was extreme. We lined up kids, gave them our uniforms, gave them our notes. I mean, it was. I think I went home with an empty metal case. I was quite excited, and I was with a friend of mine at the school. We were delayed to be picked, but we were not missing home because this was the
beginning of.
The usual things that would excite people, the drinking. I honestly cannot tell you the first time I tasted alcohol.
Yeah, it's never a point of excitement in my family.
So I was not
the
excited.
First drop as a baby is alcohol. So
use it.
No news.
Use it to
at
treat
all.
colic. Yeah, so
And increase a new mother's milk. Yes. My mother just said, take beer. I remember how my in-laws were horrified when my mother said, drink some beer so that you have milk for the baby.
Yeah, so that excitement was there. But when I got home, so around that time, Nambole was still sparkling. And it had that sports club on the side. So my dad, when he came home, was like, hey, you man, you're at home. And you went and we take a ride. So we went to Nambole, took a few beers. We came home racing. It was exciting.
Yeah, but now away from the excitement, did you ever think about starting life as a man
No.
during the vacation?
No. My plan was really to do a lot of nothing.
I know he's shocked by these answers of doing a lot of nothing. If you grew up with our parents, those people pushed you to the wall, yeah? That all you wanted is to just be left alone. Yeah? But also I think because we'd grown up in, my father being in the forces, we'd grown up in a barracks environment. You see, when you grow up where we come from, Tororo, the young man, even by 13, is expected to have his little house out and possibly bring a partner
Like
to help him. Yes. So it was not that typical scenario of finished S6, maybe have a kid or already have a kid. No. We just wanted to sleep. And I told you my family with the time, especially time in the morning, time to start things. When you go to bed, unfortunately, it's followed me. That time to go to bed is never an issue. Maybe I go to bed and leave my kids playing around, but they have to wake up at 5 and we go to school. Yeah? And then they start bargaining for a day off. I'm like, no. We said bedtime is this time. I went to bed. I told you 5 more minutes. You gave yourself 3 hours. Now let us go. Hey. So my mom pushed. My dad had his standards about working hard, but he didn't drum it down your throat. His issue was time, maybe being a military person, precision, measuring everything. My mom drummed education into your head. My mom would lock you up in a store. She didn't care what you're doing on the other side, but you better come with some knowledge when you come out. Yeah, I always remind her about that was child abuse. She's like, look at you now, if I hadn't done that, you know? So for most people in my home, my parents didn't even allow you to get a job. So we didn't think of getting a job. Yes? You just thought of sleeping. But you did not sleep.
Of course, I didn't end up sleeping. I ended up selling in a shop. My dad's shop.
Had a shop that he audited every month. By a professional auditor, my dad.
A shop by day.
A bar by night.
So I say having a great deal.
I worked there as well.
Because I was selling posho and I was measuring
all
it,
this that you've said, you talked about, where do you think this shaped your future right now?
Well, apart from the anticlimax of realizing that life gets harder as you go along.
And these guys just lied.
Guys just like, but you know, like the satisfaction that you have. I mean, I'm playful even up to now, but the satisfaction that you have had time to play is quite good in not interfering with you when you're trying to focus on other things. So for me, I am very playful, but I have a very strange sense of duty. If something has to be done and it is my responsibility to get it done,
It has to be
it will be done. Hook or crook. So I have
A bad
that
trait from his father.
I have that trait, but you know, you also don't feel. I feel cheated with my expectation of the university, but I don't feel that I missed too much of the time when I should have been a child. You know, it can be a problem when you start adulting early. At some point, you can be seated with people and saying, hey, by the way, did you buy? Then you're like, where was I when these things were happening? Then you're trying to be like, what do you call them? Muzei Mutini.
Muzei Mutini. Because you skipped a stage in life.
You skipped a stage in life. So having that, okay, well, the ambition was not full, but having that kind of freedom, a bit of, because I mean,
to do things when you should have, the more playful things, the less responsibility.
Yeah.
I think is a
and
plus.
And also just being, you see, like at home, my parents never funded your bad habits. Okay, those pseudo bad habits. You want to go out and dance, you want to go and hang out with your friends, you want to go and visit your friend in Muyenga. Blah.
Personal business.
That is personal business.
Whether you walk to there,
they would let you go. How you get there, none of their business. So there is also something that teaches you, like the basics will be provided. If you want luxury, that is your
personal business.
So I think that also helped somehow.
Doctor, when was that time you realized that actually you are a student of life?
Unfortunately, it's quite recently, even if I kept learning, maybe in the last 10 years or so, is when I realized like life continues. Because my story is that I did this marathon, but quite early, I realized that the path I chose, my professional path, became increasingly competitive. Yeah? Like suddenly everyone had a degree in journalism, mass communication, that general area. So when I was a first year, mass communication, I think, took like 15 or 20 students. They're highly sought after. They all took of them to UBC, New Vision, Mwate. There were few. And the majority people practicing were diploma holders. So you are quite something special. By the time I graduated, even to get in Radio Uganda, I had to negotiate through the old students in my class and things like that. So I realized quite early this area is competitive. So I quickly decided to go and do a postgraduate diploma in journalism at UMI as I was at UBC. Something most of my classmates thought was wasteful. I even recall my mom telling me, but you're always complaining about school, but you're always at school. Because while I was doing the postgraduate, I applied for a master's to improve my odds. Yes? And as just left my master's work for 2 years, I applied for a PhD. So I always wanted to improve my odds because I believed education, you know, it seems rhetoric, but education makes a difference. What is worse now is now you have to do a lot more for education. Yet maybe in our parents' years, a certificate was sufficient, but it became more competitive. So I realized quite early on that the world is competitive, and I needed to find my niche, my competitive advantage quite early. Yes, I don't know if I've answered.
Yeah.
So I learned I had to do certain things to improve my odds.
It also fall on God. You see, in life, there's a time when you become a candidate, when you're a student.
Oh, yes.
You become a candidate, you even sit for exams. When was that first time you remember that at least that was the first exams you had in life as a student?
Can I interrupt Paul as he thinks through?
Yes.
No. I've just realized I didn't answer my question. When this craze of social media arrived, and I was a PhD holder who had been teaching broadcasting, media law, all these things. And then I left academia and came to the real world, the industry. And there was this craze for social media. And I had to reach out to one of my former students because one of the kids I supervised told me, Doctor, you need to get a WhatsApp. Because every time I had to edit, proofread, approve a document, I would tell them print and bring. And you tell me, why don't you use WhatsApp? I'm like, what is WhatsApp? So when I approached one of my students to come and teach me this social media stuff, me to teach Dr. Liz, I'm like, I don't know these things. Did I teach you this stuff? I don't know. You're the guys who know this stuff. So I think for me that was one of the moments. Paolo, sorry for cutting you off. Back to you.
Exams. When do I remember first doing exams?
Learning that you're a student for life.
For life.
Like learning never stops.
Well, I think I'm a weird person. I am a magnet for knowledge, irrespective of discipline. I like I've always loved to know. I can be a clown sometimes, so it improves the quality of my jokes when I can draw from multiple.
Come on,
disciplines.
listen to the river.
It improves the quality of my jokes. So I've always loved to know, and I have always been someone who tries to pay attention. Most especially, you know, I have undiagnosed, but I'm mildly dyslexic. So I learned how to read very late in my life. Very late.
Okay, now I believe a bit.
So I learned how to just learn from what people say. Because I couldn't read. I learned how to read when I was finishing primary school, shockingly. There was this good neighbor of ours who one day came to my mother and said, I think your son can't read. You just lend him to me. She used to stay just across the road there in Soweto.
Oh, that teacher.
Teacher. So she's the one who taught me how to read. I was there with her daughter who was in baby class, who were doodling the connected eights. I was in finishing primary school. It was very embarrassing. But I can be strangely humble sometimes. So I eventually learned how to read and write. But I'd already developed.
Has given you 2 points.
But I'd already developed the ability to learn from what people say. Like just so even when I was in secondary school, people found me strange because I never cut class, but I never read.
That one runs in your family.
But because of that, I somehow learned to I always pay attention to people. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, because I think it helps me to broaden my knowledge. It's strange how when I did my S4, like in all honesty, if they gave me the choice to do all those 10 subjects in HSC, I would have said yes. Like, which one could I drop? I love history, I love geography, I love biology.
Even literature, was it literature or English?
I never
the
did.
teacher who had issues with you. That was English or literature?
No, the
He doesn't
teacher
want to
who
talk
had
about it.
issues with me, strangely, was Patrick's classmate. And so one day they sent me home to bring my mother. And she used to teach me geography and history. And now she's telling my mother that, you know, your son is so stubborn. The history and teacher and geography teacher is always complaining about him. But in my class, he is so disciplined. And I'm like, my God, what's going on?
She was trying to please your mother.
But she's talking about herself. She's the geography and history teacher.
Ah.
And she's complaining that I am stubborn the geography and history lessons, but in her class.
You're very disciplined.
Which class is she talking about? Because those are her classes.
She didn't want your mother to know that she's the complaining teacher.
Yeah, but to know, like to know in a structured way that I am a scholar of life is something that I learned. Kind of figuring out a label for what you have always been. Like much later in life, you're like, hey, by the way, it looks like this thing has a label.
Like genius.
Like in a light bulb moment, you're like, hey, you mean? Yeah, but it's something that I've always appreciated. And lucky for me, even in terms of professional endeavors, I ended up in a knowledge-based field. Where, you know, when you stop reading, you become uneducated in half a year. So I've ended up continuing to build my knowledge, but also because I'm in a supportive field, so I have to apply my knowledge in other disciplines. It also helps that I am just generally a guy who likes to absorb ideas from wherever they come.
So you're a continuing student.
Properly.
Student for life.
I hope the CCE guys don't give me admission.
You know?
As we wind this up, as a young girl who has become an independent woman, trying to figure out things, navigate life and so on. I know you have a mobile phone, you have contacts on your phone, but when you look through your contacts, there are hundreds of people who do not help in any other way, but then you have the contacts. How did this treat you? You have their contacts, but they cannot. The contacts cannot do anything.
As a young girl,
As a young,
let
independent woman.
me disappoint you. You want me to talk when I was a young girl or what I am today?
No, not what you are today.
As a young girl and the people
As
I
an
knew.
independent.
And I'm saying, let me disappoint you. My family, we were quite many. We always say we are 2 football teams and reserve, right? Something like that. Eh?
Clan.
My father never allowed us to visit anyone. What am I saying? There's nothing to miss. For us, you throw a part at home, it would never flop. Now it is even worse or better because people have multiplied. Hey, so maybe unless these people, my siblings, disappoint me. But we played with each other and loosely interact with the neighbors. But my dad didn't allow us to visit anyone. So you have, yes, and then there was a phone at home. So you can call your friends, then he calls you, but we didn't visit. And when we went to the village, it was under some tight leash. Maybe only the boys or only the girls. And we are spending so many hours. I'm beginning to sound Italian. For a second there, some Italian influence. But anyway, the point I am making is that for me, that sort of didn't apply because of the way I was brought up. That's why I said, let me disappoint you a bit. But at the moment, so many people in my phone, I believe, don't help. The story we shared, when I had this job that looked glossy, then I lost it. And then when I had now the current, government jobs for an arts person, I'm not like my neighbor. It's nothing to talk home about. Yes. So some of those people have faced themselves after my life by themselves because my value diminished. Yes, but they are there in my phone. But also my profession. There's a lot of one-way relationship. You're a spokesperson. People always call you to ask you questions. But I rarely call them to ask them for anything. Because I have a certain standard team I work with. And then I have those always demanding something of me. So yes, but I also have a small percentage who are useful to me. I'll call them and ask for help. I'll call them and ask for direction, for advice. Okay. Maybe they're about 5. Oh. Only.
Paul, do you have anything?
Are you one of them?
I'm not.
You don't care.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm not like her. When I give you bits of my heart, I give it for you. I give it to you to keep. I don't want it back. So wow. The people I consider my best friends, I take years without talking to them. The position is theirs to keep. So I have contacts I never use.
Doesn't the best friends lose meaning then?
No.
The friends.
No. Because you see, there is convenience of work. There is convenience of the bar you go to. There is convenience of your neighborhood. So there are people you hang around with because of convenience. They're not necessarily your best friends.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to Tupac as a poet. I also listened to some romantic poetry from her and my father. But some of the best lines
you said about
some of the best lines you could steal from a Tupac song. Money making got us out of touch. He was talking about his childhood friends. It's not like I want to be out of touch or anything, but the process of making money requires that we are out of touch.
Yeah, we are away from each other.
So this is just what you call it, adulting. From it is time for fees to teachers have a new love for parents. Today you are the one to parents day, tomorrow drama,
orientation.
Like this guy, can't you do your part? I'll deal with them when they come home. But you see, this is the life we live now. So between being in school permanently as if you're the one studying, to work, to trying to find a few times to maybe a few seconds to put in a beer occasionally. There's just no.
We've enjoyed it.
Yes, you just didn't allow us explain enough, at least to me. Maybe I like to say a lot, but thank you.
I know. Next time.
So it's good to say a lot. It offers clarity. You say things clearly.